What's up, everybody? It's Zane Ellis, and it's another edition of the Daily Recap. Today, we're diving into a whirlwind of NBA news that's overshadowing the league with playoff implications, trade rumors, and a fresh coaching carousel. One story shines the brightest, with Phoenix Suns owner Matt Ishbia facing the pressure after a horrible season and a string of questionable moves. Let's get into it. The biggest headline gripping the NBA right now is the ongoing fallout in Phoenix. Matt Ishbia is under fire following the Suns' disastrous 36-win season, and in an interview earlier today, he didn't hold back. Ishbia threw some criticisms toward fired head coach Mike Budenholzer, calling him the wrong coach for the franchise, while also ruminating about the Suns' lack of identity as a basketball team. It's hard to blame him entirely. But let's not pretend the problems arose overnight. This isn't just one poor coaching choice. It's reflective of an organizational philosophy that seems a bit fanciful, reminiscent of a fantasy basketball league draft gone wrong. With Ishbia admitting the roster is much better than a 36-win roster, it begs the question, how does he plan to fit the pieces together? With stars like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, this team should be competing for titles, not scrapping for a play-in game. Now that Budenholzer is out, the chatter is ramping up about who the Suns will hire next. He's calling for a grim and tough coach, all while potential trades loom on the horizon, particularly regarding Durant and Bradley Beal, which may further reshape this roster. Now the other teams are also buzzing as playoffs approach. The anticipation for the Dallas Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies showdown tonight is palpable. The Mavericks, who took down the Kings, are hungry after a roller coaster season that saw Luka Doncic traded mid-season and rallying together for a fight at the playoffs. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, despite an injury-impacted year, just missed a chance against the Warriors in their play-in game. Ja Morant's status is still uncertain after a rolled ankle, but if he plays, expect fireworks. Over the season, Morant averaged 23.2 points and 7.3 assists. Keeping an eye on him could shift the matchup significantly. Speaking of matchups, we also have to look at the Clippers versus the Nuggets. Clippers are on a nice little streak right now, and there's real optimism surrounding them. The return of Kawhi Leonard is a massive boost. Outspoken scouts echoed skepticism about how well the Nuggets can balance the absence of recently fired coach Michael Malone in this crucial playoff series. The focal point? Can the Clippers' depth and experience tilt the balance in their favor against the reigning champs led by Nikola Jokic? The duel between Ivica Zubac and Jokic in the low post could be a key battleground, illustrating how critical that matchup is. Now let's hit you with 5 quick hits. Diving back to the Clippers, many are asking if they can leverage their size effectively against the Nuggets' Jokic. Zubac could indeed be a game-changer. His physical presence is crucial when trying to keep a guy like Jokic from bullying. This season, the two have faced each other multiple times, and Zubac has effectively matched Jokic's size and skill. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the Mavericks' success heavily relies on how well they navigate the fast-paced changes, especially with Morant being a game-time decision. If he's out, things get tricky, and more responsibility falls on Desmond Bane. Bane's shown flashes, but will need consistency against the now-feared Mavericks offense. In Sacramento, looming uncertainty hangs around DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis as they venture into an offseason that could see major roster changes. With both facing pivotal questions about their futures, it's a fragile moment. Sabonis is under a hefty contract, while DeRozan reflects on a ticking clock on his career, post-first-round playoff absence once again. That begs the question, will the Kings blow it up this summer, or ride the storm together? Another surprise is the revelation around Damian Lillard's health. He's been cleared for full activities following DVT concerns, and could make his return later in the first round. His skill set as playmaker and scorer will certainly push the Bucks further in their first-round series against the Pacers, as they can't afford to miss. Scouting reports hint that the Warriors need to keep an eye on their turnovers heading into the first-round matchup against Houston. The Rockets have shown they can capitalize big on mistakes, Exactly what happened in their last matchup. If Golden State can keep those down, they could prove potent. With all of that said, we aren't overlooking one underrated storyline. Brandon Podziemski. Caught in the shadow of bigger names in the Warriors lineup, he's faced brush-offs and speculative chatter. Yet, he's been pivotal in shifting momentum since stepping into starting role. The Warriors went 17-3 with him in the lineup. Despite doubt, his growth could very well define whether Golden State extends its playoff journey or faces an early exit, serving as a great "don't call him a role player" narrative. Before I wrap this up, thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow's show will dive deeper into the repercussions of tonight's play-in games and any breaking news regarding coach hirings and player movements as we prepare for the next round of the playoffs. Tune in for all of that and more insights, catching up on all monumental moments that define this NBA season.